Hello, welcome to Stratus podcast, a regular Nordcloud podcast about cloud with Paul Stapley and Vitor Domingos.
Hello.
Welcome to our second episode.
Number 2.
Exactly, as promised. And last time we discussed that we would bring today 2 themes.
Yep.
The first one would be kind of our view of the AWS partner event.
Yes.
That was yesterday here in London.
Yes.
And the second one is going to be about security.
Yes.
So you have the first topic.
Okay, thank you very
You
much.
can start with that.
Absolutely.
I can see you brought your
I did.
reading material
I
with
brought a
you.
souvenir. So it was a really, really good day yesterday. Sometimes you think, should I go to these events? We've been a partner of AWS for quite a few years now. And so do you think that you're going to get anything out of these types of events? I would say absolutely, and I would encourage every partner and every would-be partner to attend, because there's a lot of information. It's not just about what is available now. It's very much about how you should shape yourself, build yourself, and what you need to do to be successful going forward. And there's, the thing that amazed me actually with the event was that in the last 3 years alone, AWS have said that they've added 35,000 partners to their partner network. So there's clearly a lot of learning that AWS gets from all of those partners, and that they, in these types of events, can give that back to you as a partner. So definitely worth going. Long day, lots. You have to
full day. Yeah.
You have to pick carefully between the various sessions.
In the morning was just kind of the more general,
Yes.
general session with use cases and
Yes.
and,
Yes. We had Nico Mikkonen, who's the head of partners for Europe. So he gave the keynote. But then, really interesting. I thought actually a really, really nice session was from Amanda Slight, who is the head of partners in the UK. First time I've heard her speak, actually.
Exactly.
Full of enthusiasm. I thought she was great. Actually, really, great presenter. And actually, I think also probably one of the nicest things was the IDC presentation, actually, and talking. I guess the thing that would motivate a lot of those partners that attended the show was the talk about, of all the companies that they are involved with IDC and obviously talk to, the vast majority, something like 9 out of 10 organizations, saying that they can only achieve what they want to achieve in the cloud through using a partner. So
Exactly.
clearly hugely motivational for those of us in the audience.
It is, and it was because it was a partner event. I still saw some clients there, some because of the business case that
Yes.
that Amazon showcase, but a lot of competition. Right,
Yeah.
which is interesting also to talk to the competition, see
Yes.
whatever
Yes.
what else are they doing, just also to learn, right, to
Yes.
see how the market operates.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
as you said, the kind of the first half of the day, the morning, was more kind of general awareness, information about the partners and what kind of stuff Amazon is doing. In the afternoon, we had the more breakout sessions,
Yep.
right? We have, I
Yep.
think it was 4 different ones.
Yeah, something for everybody, I think. So, there's a track for those that are establishing their partner practice. So very much about the Amazon partner network and what it is, what it can offer you, the various tiers of partner, and so the funding that you can achieve, the training that you can achieve, and the things that you have to do to qualify for the various tiers of partnership. How you accelerate your business, I think, was the second track. That was the one I was particularly interested in. There was a technical track, and I believe the fourth one was specifically around ISVs, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I went to the technical one, and you're just talking about the good stuff that the event, the good stuff that was at the event. But I must say that the technical track, from a technical point of view, I was expecting a bit more. I think the audience there was, because when I look at the event, I can see that they have a lot of information for new partners
Yes.
that are kind of recently joined Amazon, and they are looking for this kind of information. But then again, they have the old partners like us that we have been there for long, so we know how to use the EPN portal, the
Yes.
kind of the marketing opportunities that they provide, and all that good stuff. So from my point of view, I was expecting a bit more when it comes to the technical tracks, but I got a pretty much a good idea of the products that they are launching. They've launched recently, and the ones that they are actually pushing forward towards the partners for them to use more, because they see a lot of value in it. But if you go to the technical details, it doesn't have a lot. So it keeps kind of the high level when it comes to this kind of stuff.
I guess
it was good.
Yeah, it's difficult for them, I guess. I mean, what did Amanda say? There's something like 165 services in the portfolio. You can't possibly go into each and every one of those in any great detail.
Do you remember? I'm not sure if you remember, but I remember this when I was working with Amazon. That the slide from the services was just a bunch of. You can see that from the back of the room, right?
Yeah,
so in the early days, you can just put the services. Oh, I can identify most of them. Right now, they put the slide, and you can't see any of that, because if you're really in the front row, you can just they're really a lot.
Yeah, I know. It's expanded massively, hasn't it? That's the thing. So I think that's the difficulty they have in those sessions, is that they're trying. I mean, I can't remember how many people there must have been in the keynote, 600-700 people. Let's say that's 2 or 3 from each partner. A lot of companies, and some of those are mature, more mature partners like ourselves, and some really quite new. So the attempt to try and speak to different audiences is those track approach, the multiple track approach. But I guess you need to pick off the guys that you want to speak to, and then go and have a much more in-depth conversation, especially you as the CTO of the company.
Oh, I did. Right.
Good.
I learned a lot, to be honest. I think that stuff that we were missing. But you got something from the event.
I did.
She's good.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm supposed to have it, but
well,
anyway.
You do, because it has a link. You can. It has a QR code.
Yeah, so. I mean, this is great. I mean, look, actually, this information is also obviously on their, fantastic APN website. There's a lot of content there, loads of training, loads of ways in which to develop the various competencies. I mean, I don't know how many they've got, 40 plus competencies. So you can really differentiate yourself as a partner, and there's a lot of guidance and input as to how you do that. A really good day, I would say. Overall, I was quite impressed.
Yeah. Either way, it's an event that partners should go.
Yes.
If they have the availability. We dearly recommend that. There's a lot of useful information. They actually should go and spend time there.
Yeah.
And even talking to other partners, because they can launch new business opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely.
No one works alone.
No, definitely. And actually, that was a theme that came out of yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
Was that, if you're going to come to the market with a unique proposition, it might not be something that you can do on your own. And I think that partner-to-partner approach was something that AWS would like to see. It was definitely something I think that the IDC guys were promoting. The innovation, the collaborative approach is what's going to differentiate partners going forward. So, I can definitely see more activity in that area.
Excellent. So, bringing us to the second topic, which is security, which you are pretty much comfortable to talk about that. I heard.
Yeah, leave it to me.
Right, cloud security. The interesting thing is that I have a bunch of notes regarding cloud security, the Cloud Security Operations Center, from our own experience as running managed service for our clients, because we know how to do this. But there's a lot of stuff also in the market. There's a lot of security products on marketplace, either on Amazon or Azure or and other cloud platforms. There's a security products, security services, the security features that every platform has, but also the practice, the governance that people need to put on top of that, the controls, everything. So it's kind of a broad and quite complex world. But I was trying to resume all of this in just a couple of words. And for me, it's just about managing risk.
Yes.
Right? Cloud security. What is it? For me, it's just how should we manage risk? When we put something on the cloud, how can you manage that from a risk point of view?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that's the question I have is actually just the whole security area any more complicated than an on-prem or DC world? I'm not sure it is. It just needs to be thought about differently, just because of the way in which your teams are going to work, and the way that it's much more of a self-service environment, of course. What does that actually mean, and what does that mean for the way that you tackle security in this new world?
I think that most people, when they go from on-prem to cloud, they think that obviously things in the cloud will be a bit more secure because they are built to be secure on the cloud, right? So if you have
you think they think that now? They didn't.
Wait a minute. Yes, but the thing is, they think when they try to move to the cloud, they think that I'm not going to care about security because I'm going to delegate that on the provider that's going to give me this kind of platform. And then they forget that actually the security, governance, and practice that they do on-prem, they also need to do that on the cloud.
Yes.
And even more.
Yes.
It's not easy. It's a bit complex, but you have a lot of tools that the provider gives to manage this. But it needs to be put carefully because it's not as easy as just install a security product and make sure that thing will work.
No, absolutely. It's definitely a shared responsibility, and I think the cloud platform providers will definitely, they'll take care of security for the things that they need to take care of. You need to be looking at the rest, and you definitely need to be thinking about that in the terms of the way in which your organization works with cloud. So, but I mean, how do you see that security has changed in terms of the mindset of the people that are responsible for that area in the world of cloud? How has that whole thing moved on?
Well, I think that if you see a lot of reports and news about open buckets on Amazon S3 with personal data and stuff like that, I think that's the kind of I would say the default approach, because what I just mentioned, right? People think that I'm going to put my stuff on the cloud, so it's going to be secure. They don't do anything else. They need to have a different approach, and the approach that they need to actually go into is that do a proper audit throughout the entire system, and make sure that they follow the same security procedure that they do on-prem. Because people forget that putting something on the S3 bucket, it's going to be encrypted and everything else, but then they forgot that they leave the keys on the code that is on GitHub or something like that. So there's a lot of loose ends that people need to pay attention to.
Yep.
It's a brand new world for many, but it's interesting. And for me, for my kind of my personal experience dealing with this is that it's not just delegating responsibility, but it's also working with partners like us to help companies achieve that security compliance.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to go even into the compliance world and certifications and stuff like that. It's a completely different one. So it's just about security.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's one of the reasons why partners can add a lot of value, of course, is because they've learned so much along the way, and they've worked with so many organizations in terms of the whole governance and security of cloud. And I think that any customer will benefit from that, from working with a partner. There's so much to be gained from that experience.
One thing I've regarding my research, I got one of the Gartner hype cycle. You remember this?
Yes.
Cycle?
Yes.
So this is from this year, and you can see that cloud managed service, hyperscale, edge computing, multi-cloud, cloud to edge, development, it's kind of the beginning of the innovation trigger. It's still there for Gartner, right?
Yeah.
So we have everything else that around security is about SaaS, PaaS, everything, because we already understand how to do that, right? Yeah. On-prem, it's what they call Amazon, what they call Gartner, the slope of enlightenment. It goes in kind of that direction. But you have this the innovation trigger. It's everything related to what we are currently using. So we need to pay attention to that.
Yes.
And it's an interesting way from my point of view, because people when they do security on the cloud, and because those. So Amazon and Azure, they provide the necessary controls and the security platform. And we've been seeing that from Amazon. Remember when Amazon just provided kind of the security around network? Right now they have the WAFs, they have DDoS protection. They have a lot of stuff that they put into because of the clients. They have Microsoft has regular audits that they do throughout the system, and they alert the clients that, oh, listen, you have an open port or something like that. Yep. So we see a lot of proactive measures from the providers to keep people secure, but that doesn't stop, because I do believe that when it comes to security, there are two types of companies, right? The ones that they know that they've been hacked, and the ones that they don't know that they've been hacked, right? So it's just a matter of time, right? Because hackers are just way ahead of us. So we need to be careful about that. That's why I say that security for me is about managing risk.
Yeah.
Because you can't actually say, well, we are completely secure on the cloud. No, you're not.
No.
You are almost there, but you need to manage the stuff that you put there.
Yeah, exactly.
The risk, the information. If something goes wrong, what you do with it. So it's about managing this risk, because no one can be completely secure.
No, exactly. You have to make the assumption that you're going to be hacked at some point. You've just got to be doing everything you can on a continuous basis to try and mitigate that, I suppose. You may never absolutely prevent it. But so you're saying you feel that what are those practical steps that customers should be taking? I mean, you talk about an audit before they start, audit through the process of migrating to cloud. What are those practical steps people should be thinking about?
Well, first of all, think about governance, right? So how am I going to manage my security on the cloud provider? Start with the ones that you already have on premise or hybrid, depends on the kind of approach that you have right now. Start with that and put that in kind of separate boxes, right? And you have a network, you have security around the application, you have security on the front end, all that kind of good stuff. Then map that to the either security controls on the platform or specific products that you can find on the marketplace to keep everything secure. There are some solutions that some companies use, which is I'm going to put all my stuff in the cloud, then I put a wrapper on top of it, and everything is going to be secure. But it's not that easy.
Yeah.
So I would say that the first approach is look at what you currently have on-prem or on a hybrid approach. Compare that with the stuff that you can have on the provider itself, the controls that they have, and then so planning, do the governance, but then do regular audits.
Yeah.
Get something automated, some procedure that can check open buckets on the platform or the storage, check if everything is encrypted, and do this in an automated way, right? So don't expect, well, I just hardened a Linux machine on Windows, it's going to be like this forever. No, it still has updates. Those updates will still have vulnerabilities. So you need to keep...
It's an ongoing process.
It is.
It never stops.
And if you automate this, then because security right now is not just having a beautiful SOC or a single pane of a view of the service that we have and alerts and stuff like that. No, it's doing a continuous process of audit, of incident response, and keeping up to date. Otherwise, some stuff can happen and you don't know.
No, exactly. As I said, ongoing.
It is.
Keep at it. Super important. And suggest that you work with a partner who can help you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's pretty much it for these two topics.
Yeah.
For the next ones, and because if we were kind of, this thing would be quite carefully prepared.
Yes.
You would know the topics that we're going to talk next.
You've thrown that over the wall again, like you did last time.
But I can check that. There you go. So on the topics that we're going to have for the third episode would be about three things. Carrying on of the security, you're going to talk about shadow IT.
Okay, yes.
Which is the biggest problem when it comes to innovation.
I heard yesterday it's where 50% of all IT is spent.
Exactly. Shadow IT. It's
amazing.
It's really bad. And the second theme would be about Microsoft.
Yes.
We talked about Amazon.
Yeah.
It's good for us to talk about Microsoft.
Absolutely.
Because this week we're going to have also the partner event with Microsoft.
Yes.
And we can bring that next week.
We can let you know how that went.
In episode number 3. That's
fantastic. Vitor.
Thank you very much.
A pleasure as always.
See you on next episode.
Cheers. Thanks.